Yeah, they put their foot on our necks, but we let them, so what you expect? When the last time you picked up a book? When the last time you wrote your own check? Yeah, we all up on IG and Netflix, and the devil, he got you on chill. He's scrolling and trolling your life, you can't see he destroying, cause he got you still. It's your vision that he wanna steal, and your mission that he wanna kill. No condemning, I'm keeping it real. It's conviction I want you to feel. And I'm praying today that we wake up, and the mess that we made we can make up. It's because of a skin that they hate us, don't know what it's gonna take to shake us. Listen. And I'm not pacing, I'm just patient. They thought that I was moving slow, they didn't know I was waiting. Yeah, it's my season, it's my reason. I talk with God every day, I'm not into people pleasing. And forever I'm for God, and I just want you to know without him, life is hard. So get your heart right, get your house in order.
Hi, I'm Charcy Curtis. Some of you out of Fayetteville might know me as Sizzle Diva. But this is the IM4GOD Movement podcast, where we allow everyday people to tell their testimonies. Today, I have some lovely ladies with me today. They have a reality show. I'm allow each one to introduce themselves. So can you introduce yourself one by one, please, ladies? And thank you again for that.
Oh, no, thank you for having us. My name is Stephanie Moore. I am the owner of BODIED by Stephanie. Okay. And that's BODIED-BY-STEPHANY. I am a master body contouring practitioner. Okay. And I'm on a new hit reality show called BODIED out of North Carolina. Okay.
My name is Modesta Williams, and I am the store owner in Triangle Town Center Mall called The Closet Boutique. Okay. You can find us on the second floor next to Saks. And on social media, it is The Closet Boutique NC. Okay.
No. Hi, my name is Keisha, and I am the owner of She Keeps It Going. I also have a small business called La Flor Petals, LLC. I am an event planner, women's event planner, but I also am a self-care advocate.
Okay.
My name is Chrissy J. I am on BODIED as well, North Carolina. I'm an artist, just came out with a new single, and I'm also a promoter and business owner, and own some real estate as well.
Okay. So when can people look forward to y'all dropping a reality show?
The reality show will be released in October.
Okay. Okay. And congratulations to each last one of y'all.
Thank you.
Okay. We're not going to take too much time, so we're going to get it right in these questions, ladies. Awesome. Okay. So the first question, how was it like growing up as a child?
For me, it could be a long story, but I'm going to keep it super short. Okay. I am a military brat. I was raised in Okinawa, Japan. Okay. I was in Japan, Cuba, and Guam, in Jacksonville, North Carolina, the majority of my early years. I went to 4 high schools. My childhood was based on structure, because my father was a grunt in the Marine Corps, which means he was the first on the beach at war. Means they dropped him off in the water, he swam to shore with everything on his back, and went to war. So that's what I was raised with. So we were very structured. So I wasn't allowed to do a lot of the things that I do now that I love to do. So my childhood was, and to sum it up, it was structure. Okay.
Awesome. My childhood was the opposite. Okay. I didn't have the structure. My father was murdered when I was 7. And my mother was in rehab by the time I was 9. I lived with multiple family members. One in particular, I consider her my mom, but she's really my cousin. So her children are my sisters, because I lived with her majority of my life. And then at 16, even still a child, I became a parent. So I lived a total different childhood. And I lived from New York City to Selma, North Carolina, back to New York City, back to Raleigh to North Carolina, so back and forth.
Thanks.
Well, I'm from New York.
And Go ahead.
Okay. I'm from New York, and I would say I live in North Carolina now. I would say the way my childhood was, I'm just basically going to speak on my mom for now. Growing up, I have siblings. I have two brothers, one brother from my mom, and I have 2 sisters as well. Actually, I have 3 sisters now, a little younger sister, but I have 2 sisters that live in the same household by my mom. And growing up, all we seen was my mom work multiple jobs, from childhood up, and my sister, my older sister, she was like our mother. Okay. And all we was taught was, all we seen was just hustle, work. You have to work for everything. You don't ask. You have to work for everything that you have. So now, as an adult, that's all I know is work. I sometimes feel like I'm a workaholic, but I can't stop. I don't know what it is to depend on somebody else. Even if I have help, I can't depend on them. I have to make it happen. Right. So I overwork myself, and that's all I know is from being a child growing up.
Okay.
My childhood, I didn't grow up in a household with my parents. My father was absent. My mother, she had me when she was 15, so I was raised by my grandmother. So basically, my childhood I was raised by my grandparents.
Okay. What's important? How important is relationships to y'all ladies?
To make that super quick as well, because it could be long for me, because I'm scared of people. Because of trauma in relationships, and not just a relationship as far as a relationship with a man or an intimate relationship, a relationship with friends, a relationship with cousins, a relationship with family, with my mom, with my dad. Sometimes it has been traumatic for me, so I'm very careful with relationships. And again, a lot of people say, you were with this person this week, but you with somebody different this week, because I will get rid of you.
Oh yeah, I agree.
If you make me feel away and my energy get messed up, if I feel like I can't talk to you and I gotta lie and fake and not be myself, I will not be around you. So for relationships, for me, can be traumatic. So I move with the cognizant that I may have to get rid of you out of my life. So when I approach something, a relationship, I always approach it with open arms and love. I'm going to I approach everything at 100, but I also diminish everything at 100. So relationships are tough for me, but I like to build them because I like how they feel in the beginning.
Okay.
Kind of the opposite. I create friendships in romantic relationships at ease. Okay. I'm one of those people that I kind of believe in trust but verify. So I see your delivery and your approach, but when certain situations happen, will you be able to remain the same? Right. If a naysayer, for an example, came in between us, I know with confidence that wouldn't happen because our friendship is so well. I can say, she didn't say that.
Right.
That's I guarantee you she didn't say that because it doesn't even sound like something she would say. So I'm that type of person. I'm really big on relationships, especially given my childhood of not having my father and my brothers being a part of my life and just a young girl looking for love in all the wrong places. I've learned throughout the years that I have to be very protective of my space and you have to be worthy of being in my space. You just can't be friends with anybody. You just can't date anybody.
Right. And it's sad to say, nowadays with this generation, they really don't even know what real, true relationships and friendship is.
Exactly.
So we're not going to get into that. That's a whole other story.
No.
But y'all generation really
what a real relationship is.
Right. So ladies on this side,
on that one.
what would y'all say? How important is relationships to y'all?
I think it's very important. I will say though, what I struggle with is trusting.
Right.
Because the thing is, because I feel like I'm such a loyal person, I give so much. I'm an empath. Empath, is that how you pronounce it? I'm an empath, so I give so much, and I'm very understanding. So I feel like when I have friendships or relationships, for that matter, I feel like if it's not reciprocated, I try, and once I feel like I can't anymore, that's it, and there's no turning back. But I believe in reciprocating, but I'm always that person to give more than what I receive because I feel like at the end of the day, God is going to bless me.
You better know it.
And I don't think I have to really say much because she basically said pretty much what I was going to say. I have a very hard time trusting people because I'm very loyal as well. And I have a lot of stories on the trust thing, but it also, like Steph said, it feels good to be able to have good relationships to where you almost feel safe in.
And it's sad because nowadays, you know, the real is the new fake, and they okay with it.
Exactly.
I just don't get it. I can't get with it. But we're going to keep on because we don't want to get caught up in all this.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
I want to say I feel like at times, even though I put so much into friendships or relationships, I feel like at times it's a struggle for me because I'm intuitive and I analyze a lot. And when I see things that are going on, sometimes I take a step back. And when I start to see things are wrong, I run.
You're supposed to. Yes, but like I said, this generation,
Okay. Yeah.
it's okay.
Definitely.
So if the word I was a person or we was a person, which one would you say you are? The I or the we?
I would say I'm 48 years old. I'll be 49 this year.
You look real good.
And thank you so much. I would say I would be a little both.
Okay.
I would be both for me because I started out as a we.
Okay.
And it's always we, and I'm always including everybody above myself. I put myself on the back burner for a lot of years because I have 2 deceased sisters. So my 2 sisters made me have to generate 5 extra kids. So I had 7 kids I raised. I only birthed 2. So it was always a we for me, you know, for many years. And now at this point in my life, it's more of an I with a taste of we.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at me now. I'm looking at my inner self because at this point in my life, as of last week, I didn't really know who I was. Because I had to make myself be somebody else in order to be able to take care of 7 kids. I had 5 boys and 2 girls. So what do you want me to do? Be myself as I am now? I can't. You know, I have to be somebody else. So it's part of being a chameleon and being somebody different in that time. So in the beginning, it was more of a we because I had 11 people living with me. I was taking care of 11 people. So, you know, it had to be a we because a selfish person cannot do that.
You better say it.
Okay? You can't you can't remove yourself in order to help somebody else. So it has to be a we. It had to be a we for me.
Yes.
But now it's an I. A lot of people can't take that.
Right.
They don't understand it.
Right. But it's okay.
And right now I'm a B word and she's changing.
It's okay.
And it's fine. You know, that's fine with me. Right now, I'm happy with who I am. I know how to analyze and I know how to separate it now. I know how much to give to you and still receive a lot for myself. I learned how to fall back off of your problems and pay attention to my problems. You know, because a lot of times I would hurt myself.
It's called growth.
Yeah. You know, and actually people wouldn't know that in the last couple of weeks that's really happened for me. Since I've started hanging with these ladies because I normally hang with people that I have to help.
Listen, don't get me
You
started.
understand what I'm saying? I normally hang with people that I gotta pay for to get in the club. That I can't go because I don't have it. Well, come on, let's go. I got you. You know, I never mind doing those things. Now I mind. I mind. So now I'm a I.
It's your time.
With a little taste of weed.
Yeah, it's
You understand?
Yeah. Okay, next.
Deserve it. I think Stephanie did a great job summing it up. I would just say based on different traumatic experiences, and being able to see the addiction my mom struggled through, and her changing her life around, to being a teen parent, to my son having 3 kids. I'm in the middle. I'm still a we. I still cater and take care of people I probably shouldn't. But I also do it because a lot of people are not, they may not have the means or the accessibility to resources that I may have. They may not know even where to start. So I might not be financially providing all the time, but I do take the time to give to a lot of people free time to help them not need me in the future, if that makes sense.
Yes, no.
But I'm very protective of certain days and times of my day. And then that's where the I come in. I don't care who you are. I tell my mother, don't call me unless someone's dying. If not, call me tomorrow. That's how strict I have to be about my time. And I have Sundays is that day.
Okay.
Let's be a brunch with Chrissy.
Yeah.
I really don't have too much to say because, again, like she said, they both summed it up. I will say, me being an empath, I pour a lot into people. And as far as the She Keeps It Going brand, is catering to self-care. And one of the things that I decided to do was put a word into a cup. I mean, a jar. Okay. And it's supposed to, whenever you done, every month you put a word in a cup that's supposed to be focusing on something that's going to help you grow. Okay. And at the end of the year, you pull one out. But one of my words for this year was boundaries. I kept on giving and giving and giving to certain people. Friendships, I would always give, and I feel like why? Like I would be there for friends. I would support. I would post their stuff, support their birthdays. Go here, go there, pay for things like she said. But when it came to me, I didn't get that. And people's excuse always was, well, I don't usually do that. That's not who I am. But then I had to realize, no, it's not about. That's not who you really are. If you're a friend, then you're gonna make sure that I'm good, just like you. I make sure you're good. So when I started realizing, it's supposed to be natural. And when I started realizing, no, it's always an excuse, and I'm just taking it. No, now we're gonna create boundaries, and now you're gonna get my time, and I'm gonna give you the little bit that I have left to give, and I'm gonna keep the majority for myself.
I call them leeches.
Awesome.
I call them leeches.
Yes. I don't even have to speak. Okay. They preach this sermon.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Okay, so on to the next questions. Have you ever been in a dark place, and if so, how did you pull yourself out of it?
Wow. Yes. I have been in a dark place several times in my life. Okay. Because of my sisters being deceased, I've never healed from it to this day.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Your hair looks beautiful today.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
And I love those earrings.
It's okay.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. And I'm strong, and I know that about myself. And I feel like God left me here because I was the strongest. Right. My sisters didn't have the same mindset, and they didn't have the same drive. They were a little bit softer, but a little bit not as engaging, or not as, I'm very proactive. Okay. And I feel like that dark place that I fell into when my two sisters passed away, I don't think I've come all the way out of it yet, because I have a lot of days where I'm not happy, but you would think I'm happy.
Yeah.
Because that is my personality. That is really my personality, who I portray to be. But on the inside, a lot of days I just want to cry. Because it's tough as a black woman, being a single black woman.
Oh yeah.
I had 5 boys all the same age. Okay, when it was prom time, I had 4 boys graduate at the same time during prom. Okay, that was all me. Okay, and I was a single black woman, so I often fell asleep at night and spoke to my sisters and say, like, why did y'all leave me with all of this stuff?
God knew you can handle it.
Come on,
he ain't gonna put no more you can bear it.
Exactly.
We gonna be here all day.
Yes.
All right. God got you strong and look.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
I pull myself out by being persistent.
Okay.
Like in my mind, I know you can't stay here.
Right.
There's a lot of people depending on you.
Right,
You can't sit here and cry, be depressed, or lay in bed all day. I gotta get up, call her, figure out what's going on with Christy because she didn't answer the phone. And I got a lot to do. So I give myself 2 minutes.
I got 60 seconds.
Yeah.
60 seconds. Get it together.
Let me get down to 60 seconds.
I
give myself 2 minutes and I'm gonna slide on out of there.
Get it together.
I may be back tomorrow.
Right. You got 60 seconds.
But I got 2 minutes. Okay.
All right.
Mine's would be really quick because I don't want to be emotional, but I would say April 25th, 2021, I witnessed my husband be shot 6 times, and I am grateful for now. I would say my coming out of a dark space really didn't start until January 1st, 2023. So this is new. Okay. But one thing that I did last year is I removed myself from a lot of things and people and situations, and I became very selfish because I needed to realize a lot of things that happened in my past. Why did I make the decisions that I do? If I was to ever get married again, how can I figure out ways to have a healthy marriage and maybe just make better decisions for Modesta.
Right.
And I spent all year doing that,
Okay.
right? And so now this year is a year for me to try and live. And so
Well, you're
I
gonna
would
live.
say,
You know,
no,
try.
not try, but to live differently,
I get
should
it.
I say?
Yeah.
And not more so in like such a dark space where I just either want to be alone or I need to be in a club because it just made me feel like I was around a lot of people and not alone, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I would say death would be one as well, being that I was raised by my grandmother and I lived with her basically all my life.
Okay.
And then losing her, it was like, even though, you know, I still have a mom because my dad wasn't around, it just never felt the same.
Okay.
And then trying to come out of that is just basically like mimicking what I grew up around and being around a strong black woman and having to basically fill those shoes and say, you know what, I've got to be just as strong as she was because I have a son.
That's powerful.
Right.
So I think
That's powerful.
Awesome.
yeah.
Okay. Next question. What keeps y'all lady grounded?
I would say my son.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Okay.
My son and now my 3 grandchildren.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
I would say what keeps me grounded is being not my kids so much anymore because they're grown.
Okay.
It would be being an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Keeps me grounded because it shows me working for myself and I determine
Right.
how my life is going to be.
Okay.
I determine, you know, what car I drive, what house I have, and what I eat for today.
Okay.
It all depends on me.
Okay.
Because if I hustle hard enough, I'm going to be okay.
Right.
You know, so my drive is, I'm sick of it myself.
Okay.
Sometimes.
It's okay.
I want to say, just to piggyback off what Stephanie said, I'm a strong believer of God. I'm a strong believer of the universe and what you
Right.
put out into the universe.
better say
it comes
Yes.
comes back to you.
Yes.
I'm also a strong believer of manifesting, and I know a lot of people speak about manifesting, but I'm a strong believer of that. So if I speak out something and say it's going to happen, and know in my
Yes.
mind,
Say it.
not just because I say I think, I want it to happen.
Yes.
No, I actually say it's
Say
going to happen, but do the work.
Yes.
That's what's going to happen, and that's what keeps me grounded because I know if it's something I strongly want for myself, that is what it's going to be. Also, my son and I would say my husband is what keep me grounded because I'm unbalanced a lot. And he is always the one that's able to step in and make it make sense for me. And then of course my son, he's my world. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. What is something you asked God for? You wish you could have been a little bit more specific about it.
Okay. I was married for 20 years, 20 consecutive years, and with the same man, and I had 2 children with him. And I think I prayed while going through the divorce. It was one of the most painful, next to my sister's passing, one of the most painful things in my life. I think it almost took me because I was raised with a mother and a father. So that's how I wanted to raise my children. So when I got married, textbook, white picket fence. I got married. I had 2 children in wedlock. You know, I knew I had to do that because my mom, that's how I was raised. Bible Belt. My grandmother was an apostle. My mother was an apostle. They were, you know, so I was raised, you got to get married, have your children, you know, and then you go on with life. But I think that divorce, whenever you think that you're going to spend the rest of your life with someone and you pour your entire everything into that person and you have children with them and you know everything about that person, when you do that for 20 years and then you decide that it's not for you, which was what I did, because it wasn't, that's a long story, different entities in it, and you decide to gather your children and completely walk away, it's a different feeling. It's different. Okay. It's totally different in life. It's like a death.
Okay.
You know, so yeah.
That's one thing we actually have in common. I was not married the first time for 20 years. So not old enough. But I've been married twice, and the first no, I'm not.
I'm sick of you now.
My first husband, I promise, I thought that I prayed. I did pray. I didn't think I prayed for a certain man. And when I say in my mind, God blessed me with that man, there were things that I didn't know about that would come to light. You know, everybody thinks domestic violence is just physical, but there's emotional abuse, there's financial abuse. A lot of women want to marry a wealthy man, and I was fortunate to marry a multimillionaire. And after 5 years of being financially abused, not wanting me to have an education, not wanting me to have a career, I had to make a decision. I walked away. Yeah. With whatever I came with, right? All the money that he gave me, I gave it back. Because one thing I'm not going to do is allow you to control me for the money. And so I said I could figure this out, and I did just that. So I would say going forward, if I really sat down and prayed for something, I would probably pray for myself to make better decisions. Right. Be more aware of red flags, you know, and be able to walk away sooner. 5 years is a lot of time. So maybe 5 months max next time. If 5 weeks, 5 days.
5 days.
5 hours. right.
5 minutes.
Next question.
No, you can go ahead.
Okay. Next question. How did you turn your pain into power?
I would say the pain of, again, it was a very tragic moment in my life. Like I said, losing my sisters. I think the pain of losing them and having to take care of children, you know, I think I overdid it. I overdid it. When I say overdid it, I mean, I felt like in myself, because of who I am, I'm an overachiever. So whenever I will make myself miserable to win if I believe in something. And I don't mind being miserable as long as I win. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad, you know, but in my mind, in my head, I'm OCD, you know, I'm hyper, I have anxiety, because and my metabolism runs like, but that's because I'm an overachiever. Right. Like, whatever I think in my mind, I feel like that's what it should be and what it's going to be. If they tell me that my light bill is $17,000, I got 17 cents in my bank account.
We're going to figure it out.
Girl, the lights ain't gonna get
right.
Y'all got me messed up with somebody else. God said.
Right. You asked for it.
God said, girl, if you raise all these children, I'm gonna look out for you.
Yeah, you better know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't know how I made it or how I made it those years. It was God. He made sure.
You better know it.
And I don't mean we made it hungry. We made it with the boys with Jordans on. You know, everybody played football. We had. So I did whatever it takes. So I feel like God is going to be the overseer of everything in my life. And I never think negative.
Right.
I might, if I'm talking to Mo, because I talk to her more because we've been, been friends the most. And Chrissy's always busy. And Keisha got a husband. And Keisha got a husband and a child. And you know what I'm saying? Me and Mo, we out here just.
Right. I get it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Mo, what you doing? Right. You know, so I feel like, yeah, let me go ahead.
I would just say, I have a lot to add, but I'll do one thing that I have the most passion for that helps me in that space is community service, giving back. Right. I do a lot of events in schools. I try to do more so middle school to high school because I feel like they'll walk away with a message. I focus on teen parents and giving back to any nonprofit, especially if it caters to the African American community. So that's my happy place.
I'm going to say this. I had a job that I was, company that I was working for, and I wanted to work for them so bad. And I worked and worked and worked my way up until I got to the position I was in with that job. And what happened was, when I was working at that job, you had a bunch of older women. They were miserable, and they act like they wanted to help me, but instead they used to go behind my back and talk down on me because they realized who I was, what I had. I had a business outside of the job. They seen the way I carried myself. I was younger than them, so they couldn't understand, or why she's married, or why she's doing this, what car she drives, and things like that. So I had to belittle myself so that I can keep that job, or so I feel like I fit in, so that there's no drama in the workplace. And you should never belittle yourself. You should always be who you are and stand firm on it. But I felt like I had to do that because I want to make sure that I still was able to make my money, and I seen the check every, you know what I'm saying, when I clock in and clock out. So I stopped, start wearing lashes. I stopped doing my hair. I stopped. I sometimes I might have to kiss. I don't know if I'll say that word, but I felt like I had to kiss ass, and I'm not that person. Right. I would never kiss nobody ass just to fit in. But I felt like I had to do that because at the end of the day, I have to put food on the table. Right. And it gotten so bad that I ended up losing that job, and a lot of people don't even know this. They made it so they went to management all the time so that I was able to lose that job. And I'm thinking to myself, mind you, I have a savings. So I'm like, okay, I'm good for now. Everybody's telling me, my sister, husband's telling me, what you upset for? You got a business. You have a savings. I would love to take off. I would love to have a vacation. My mind is never on vacate. Yeah. My mind is always on, I make money now, and then the next, where I'm gonna get the next. I always, if I have enough, it's not enough. Yeah. If I have more than enough, I'm okay. I have to be more than enough, and I can't never stand still. So when I took that when they fired me, it crushed me. I felt like I felt less of a woman. It crushed me. But the crazy part about it is 2 weeks later, so I put my resume online, and 2 weeks later, I wasn't even looking. Something just told me to look. A job was looking for me. And I called them. 2 weeks after that, I called them. I said, well, hey, y'all still hiring? Yeah, we've been looking for you. You didn't call us. They hired me. 6 months later, now I'm training a supervisor. So that job wasn't even for me. It wasn't even for you. I was supposed to leave that job to make room for the job that I'm at now.
You gotta make room.
Yeah, that's what I gotta do.
Say that.
And I've been with them for a while now, and I'm happy where I'm at. I don't have to worry about looking over my shoulder. I don't have to worry about nobody judging me. I come as I am. I'm comfortable, and I'm okay.
Amen.
Okay.
I think I could piggyback with Modesta as far as a type of community service, basically, just reaching out, helping others in need. Okay. So along those lines.
Okay. What would you like people to know about you that they don't know?
There's not much that I want somebody to know that they don't already know. Okay. Because if they don't already know it, then there's no point.
Okay.
I think we might all agree to that.
Yeah. Everybody agree to that? Okay. If you could change
speak for everybody.
If you could change one thing in your life, what would it be and why?
If I could change one thing in my life, and what would it be? Being an overthinker. I overthink. I overthink so much that I don't sleep. So I don't sleep at all. Because my wheels are constantly turning. I would change the fact. I would give myself some downtime. Okay. Because I don't have that. And I'm going to tell you, I would give myself some downtime. I probably wouldn't take the downtime. Right. But I would like to allot myself that space. And I have tried that before, but I would allot myself that space, and then I would take that space and fill it up with something else. So, and I'm going to say this as well. Keisha is 50% of what I would like to. First, my demeanor and my calmness. She brings calmness to me. Like, she texts me every morning almost, and she doesn't know how that makes me feel. It's serenity, because she'll text me not on, girl, what's up? She'll text me and say, good morning, beautiful.
Yeah, something you need.
Yeah. I mean, and it's soft because I am a tomboy and I'm aggressive, so, and I would like to be as soft as Keisha. And she makes me double think. Chrissy, they're lady like. I'm a lady, but not really a lady.
I know what you're saying. I got you.
I'm a lady, but not really. So they make me want to be more feminine because because I had to go out there and get it. I'm a hustler, So these two ladies make me feel like I need to
Soften up.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
She has eyeshadow on today.
I know.
Okay.
I would say the one submissive comes to mind if I was thinking like relationship. Right?
Yes.
I struggle in that space.
Okay.
Because it's what do you mean? Who you talking
Right.
to? You said what?
But the right man will bring it out of you, though.
Yeah. But sometimes, because I've been married twice now,
Right.
I've identified opportunity where I should have and could have done things differently, right? So that's one thing. And the second thing I would just say, similar to Stephanie, I would love to be able to have a balance. My workday starts at 7 a.m. and sometimes I don't get home to 8 or 9 p.m. And that's every day except Sundays.
Okay.
So I would love balance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say, to piggyback off what they both said, I don't stop. People around me all the time, when are you going to get some sleep? When are you going to take a break? I want to, and I know it's good for me, but I don't know how to. I feel like time is everything.
It is.
You lose time
So much.
just being content or taking breaks. I don't know what that means, but I think that comes from watching my mother grow up. She made it happen for us. And my sister followed that. And my sister was like that. So I feel like I have to be like that. It's embedded in me. So I feel like I wish I could kind of slow down, but my brain sometimes move faster than... You know what I'm saying? And how to operate on all different type of levels. And then also, I feel like I would say I wish I wasn't so nice. I think I'm a little bit too understanding. I try to understand the why.
But we need people like you.
I try to understand the why and why people do what they do, so that I'm not quick to judge.
Don't change.
We need people
I'm
like
be
you.
in trouble if you change.
Because you do a really great job at understanding people's worldview, right? And meeting them where they are. So then that way, if they don't understand a why around something, you can break it down for them.
Right.
And I think that that's good. You actually untie our knots where we're stuck in a certain place. It's like,
It's
so don't
refreshing.
Don't
It's very refreshing.
You're needed.
Yeah.
So
You're needed.
don't
listen,
change that.
You are needed here.
Right.
Okay, you're here because you're needed.
and wanted.
And I need you.
Okay.
I think along the lines, Keisha and I are probably the most similar. And my answer would be to not give people too many chances to prove me right.
I guess.
So you might have to go a little bit deeper on that.
I agree.
I can see that.
I can understand. On to the next question. What is different about the old you versus the new you?
I think the old me, again, the old me gave a lot. A lot as in I would give you my last $5 and then I can't eat. I would change, I would definitely change my ability to understand that people are human and you have to treat every human differently and you have to treat people according to how they behave. So I would change the fact that I try to make everybody the same.
Okay.
So I can give them everybody the same me.
Okay.
I have to make it different.
Okay. What's old you versus you, new you?
I think I'm too fresh out of a dark space that I don't have an answer.
Okay.
I don't know who I am some days, so I think maybe ask me when I come back on your show.
Definitely. Gonna definitely have
I'll
this
have
part
a
too.
different
Definitely.
answer.
Ladies. Old you
I'm
versus
still
new
learning.
you. You still like- Okay. Okay. What was that moment like when you realized God was real without a shadow of a doubt?
I think I realized God was real at an early age, but I think it resonated inside of me whenever I had to step out there and be a mother and a father for a lot of people. Okay. I think I realized God was real because there's no way I did it on my own.
You better know it. It went not but I
recognize it.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I'll ask, people. And the girls that's been around, like maybe Mo may know more than anybody. Like, when you come to my house, there's 5 boys and 2 girls. Everybody's eating. It's like Little House on the Prairie. Girl, I'm there cooking 17 past long chicken legs because it was cheap. Okay, I was number 4 for a corporation. And, I'm a corporate girl. I worked in the corporations my whole life. On top of being in the Navy. So I realized that I gotta. Ignore me, go. Because I'll be here forever, girl. That's what I'm saying.
I would just say there's been so many times, but I'll say the most recent would be the night my husband passed. He gave me clear instructions to do something, and I didn't. And
it's okay.
I'm alive because I didn't. But any night before then, I would have always followed my husband's instructions. And this one night, I did the opposite of what he told me to. And he didn't survive his wounds, but my car was shot up, and I was able to not get touched at all. So it was, yeah, I would say that day.
God is good.
God is good. Girl, don't get me.
Yes.
Ladies.
The first thing I said, when I got that call, I said, where Mo at? Somebody call him.
Right. Ladies.
I would say when people were coming to me as a role model for them, then I knew I was doing something right. I think that's it for me.
That's good.
That's good.
That's real good.
Yeah.
You want me to skip you?
My phone is on.
Okay. What's more important to you, loyalty or respect?
Loyalty.
For me, it would be loyalty because if you loyal to me, you love me and you respect me.
Yeah.
So that one word loyalty is everything to me because you can hate my guts, but as long as you loyal to me, I'm not worried about you ever going behind my back, hurting me, shooting me, killing me, none of that because you loyal to me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Loyalty means a lot, especially to a Scorpio.
Yes.
We're both Scorpio. Loyalty means everything. If you are disloyal to me, it will ruin my day, my tomorrow. If I love you.
Yeah. And not only that,
If I love you, and I'm pouring into you, and you're in my everyday. People that I love are in my everyday. It's not a I ain't talked to Steph in 2 weeks, but I love her. That's a lie. You talk to me today because I love you. So if you're loyal to me, loyalty is, and people use it. It's a fad now.
Oh yeah,
loyalty over love.
Yeah.
No, listen.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Right.
Loyalty is, it means so much. You gotta be able to trust people. Oh, yeah. That's what causes so much trauma in friendships and relationships. Not being honest and being disloyal. And you gotta be loyal to somebody and something.
But they're not taught it that though now.
But the first sign of disloyalty, people got to know that is the truth.
Right.
The first time.
You better know it.
The first time.
Allowed them to continue to prove you right. Right?
Right.
You're only accepting the behavior, and it's going to continue.
Right.
So putting that foot down, you cross the boundary.
Yeah.
I may or may not explain to you why. It's a lot of relationships that I just ended with no explanation.
For what?
I'm not even spitting the block.
You know why.
Right.
You know you're not honest. You're not loyal.
Yeah.
You know what you did.
Right.
And I'm okay. 3 weeks to figure out I ain't around, and we ain't
friends anyway.
It's
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like with loyalty, when having loyalty and respect, if there's no loyalty, a person is going to respect you. However, they're going to respect you in your face. but behind your back, they not gonna respect you. They're gonna do what they want to do because there's no loyalty behind it. There's no commitment. There's no I got your back through thick or thin because of the fact that I'm only respecting you in your face. So I think loyalty runs a way farther.
I would agree with loyalty because nobody really owes you anything.
Right. Okay. What comes to your mind when you hear a person say you cannot love God and money?
That's a double-edged sword.
Okay.
Because I feel like if you if you love God, okay, God is going to direct you.
Oh, definitely.
He's going to direct you the best way to handle the money.
Right.
And he's if you love God, he's already in you, so you know how to handle when the money comes. You know to be humble. You know not to be, to get out of whack whenever you get the money. If you love God,
Right.
So you can love God and have money, in my opinion.
Okay.
I definitely love God. I think money sometimes could be the root of all evil. I feel like even as women, sometimes we settle for certain things because the money is there. As a single woman right now, sometimes I'm like, man,
Right.
might gotta do something strange for some change.
Right. You know what I'm saying? We shake the branch, baby. I'm shaking the I'm shaking the branch, baby. Listen.
You gotta do. We got businesses, we got kids, we got grandkids, and
the
one
price
hand
didn't
gotta
what,
wash
baby?
the other, and the price not going up.
The price is going
so
up.
if he got the money, I might gotta do something. But that's why I say.
I get it.
But then I take a step back and I say, is it really worth it?
No.
What would God do?
That part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes if that bill is due though,
I gotta eat and the lights gotta be on.
what you want?
What's going on?
I just gotta be real. That's who I am.
Got to. But when it all said and done, still God is first.
It's still God first.
Yeah.
God first.
You may make a bad decision,
Right.
but you pray on it.
Oh yeah,
He'll forgive
it's
you.
okay.
Yeah.
God.
I mean, he got to
The bill
listen.
gonna be paid.
Right. That part.
It's only how many forgiven sins?
Right.
Sins is not forgiven. The rest of them you pray about him, ask about him, he gonna forgive you for them 7 times 77.
Right. You gotta know it.
I feel like I done been through a few situations where money might have saved me, but the grace of God, believing in God, putting that energy out to God, speaking to God, making sure God was first, got me out of the situation faster than having the money to get me out of it. And at the end of the day, I mean, I feel like both go hand in hand, but I feel like with God, it's going to happen if you believe.
Yeah,
It's going if you put it out, it's going.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt because he's not going to lose. He's going to win regardless.
And when things happen, I'm a firm believer, and I don't know if this is getting off topic, but I'm a firm believer. If things happen and you don't understand why it didn't happen in your favor, it might be something that's stopping you from something else that probably has nothing to do with that obstacle, and it's saving you from something else. So it's like God putting his foot right there. He gonna bring opportunity, and he gonna stop you from things that is not supposed to be in your way, and he gonna allow you to see, give you that vision. So put God first.
Yeah, and that's why I say, with money, you gotta think about the devil will give it to you. It's something come behind it.
Listen,
one thing about God, when he
I
gives it to
promise
you,
he'll give it to you.
so you better know it.
I promise he'll give it to you now.
Don't get me started.
And sometimes if he give it to you, I might do the wrong thing with it.
Listen,
I've been known to do the wrong thing, baby.
But
I'll come back from it, but I'll do the wrong thing.
It come from God. That was the whole, just a taser for people to understand. Like, just start focusing on God.
Yes.
If you focus on God, God gonna give you the money in His time, because our plan is not His plan.
But look, let me tell you this, right? I want to say this. So, being that we speaking about God, and then we just speaking about us being together, her story, how we didn't even know. She put us together in different rooms at different times. Well, in the same room, but for for a reason that we didn't understand. And now look where we're at.
Oh, look, God got a plan, honey. I don't even want
Don't
his
he have
plan.
a plan?
Listen. If he ain't signing on, I don't even want it.
I didn't tell nobody. I just thought of it in my mind.
Listen.
I said, listen, we going to the house. We all love the Just Once band.
Yeah.
All right? The Go-Go band. We love them. Mo.
God's like, okay.
Chrissy. Let's go see Just Once. At the house. Keisha's bartending. It's up. We ain't free too, girl. That chicken was good.
Like a bad
Moving along.
So y'all ladies know I have the brand I'm for God. So when y'all see the word I'm for God, what comes to your mind?
I'm for God.
Okay.
That's who I'm for.
Okay.
Blessed.
Yes, grateful.
God is in
Grateful.
control.
Gratitude.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And I would love for y'all ladies to leave the people with something positive.
Ooh.
I'll say for sure, this is an example of all things are possible.
Right.
And to really just stay committed and focused on who you are. No matter what obstacles you face with, if you believe in God, He'll show you through. Even as uncomfortable as it may be, you'll get through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay positive. Stay positive. Fight. Because I was always taught that you only can become wealthy if you push through the hard times. The only people that are wealthy in life, whether it be in relationships or with money, is the people that fought through the adversity. On the days whenever I might have 2 clients and I really should have 17, I still stayed steadfast. I sat there and I pushed through it. You gotta fight through something. You can't give up at the first sign of adversity. You can't walk away from it. You gotta stay there, because I'm not. You don't be a quitter. You know, so stay positive. Stay in there. You can, and it'll happen. I'd have never thought I was gonna be on a reality show.
I would say never give up, because just when you think that you want to give up, something's coming.
Oh, yeah.
It's always like that. Every time you think you about to give up, or right when you give up, that's your time.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
I would say there's nothing to it but to do it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't try, you will never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we all know that God will tear you down and build you back up.
Say that.
So, you know, the one thing about it, like we always say, and like I say, you know, all I ask you to do is get your own relationship with God. And I thank y'all ladies for coming. And we definitely will do a part 2.
Yeah.
Because, you know, these ladies going to be busy. And y'all please tell them.
We ready for part 2.
And congratulations to each and every last one of y'all. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see what y'all got going on or whatever. And please tell the people again when they can tune into the show. With October, you said it launched? Okay.
We actually start filming officially next weekend on the 24th.
Okay.
And we will film up until June.
Okay.
And the show will actually be released in October.
Okay. Okay.
Then we'll start filming for season 2.
Okay. Well, thank y'all again. And thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, you just never know who I'm going to have on here. Remember, I love you, but God loves you more. Until next time. See you then. Thank y'all.